today, and that is where we all play with the same sketch and see what different things we can do. This sketch is by Scraps and Ink Crafts at Etsy.com, and it is very Disney-ish, which is a good thing because I have Disney pictures. Now, you do not have to use Mickey heads as I've done, but you certainly can. This is just like any other sketch where you could use, oh, I'm probably gonna draw a blank. What, leaves? You could use anything you want. I'm also doing fall pictures. Can you tell when I come out with leaves right away? You could use anything. Back to school things, Christmas. You could use absolutely anything, and I'm using Mickey heads. My daughter, okay, so in February we went to Disney, and me and daughter number 3 watched the parade together, and I snapped a whole bunch of pictures, and I've scrapped some already. But this, it was 3.5 by 5. This is a 4 by 6. These are 2 4 by 3s. And it just made me think of these photos because I was trying to pare down, and I liked every single one of these. Her smile looks very much the same, but in this one, you have very much Mickey and Minnie in the background. Here you can see Donald's friend, Daphne, right? Daphne? And then here's Goofy and Daphne. So, Daphne Duck? Oh boy, Daisy. Sorry, wrong flower. Daisy. Daphne, is Daphne a flower? Maybe not. Anyway, that took a long time to say. I've got these pictures here, and then I went out and I cut these out of my Cricut in 2 different sizes, and the smallest size is not by the Cricut. In fact, it's not far off of the other sizes. If we can see, look at that. I came very close. This is my punch. This one is my punch. These are the medium size ones. Here's some more little punched ones. And then we have the big ones, and the big ones are kind of too big, but I'm using them anyway, and that's okay because it's my layout and I can do what I want with it. I have gone ahead and picked out the papers. I tried to get like the reasoning for the way I put them, and they're all kind of busy. We've got the black ones here. We've got Mickey in the middle. We've got some stripes. And then I cut them at all different sizes. And then these are going to get laid down. I might not use all of because they're just so darn big. I might have to pare these down, which would be totally fine. I'm going to spread those apart. And then what I did was, I did want to make them mini ears because Eliza has the bow in her ears. So I stuck with the Disney, not pink, but the red, yellow, blue, white, black. And I struggled hard with like, what color do I make this? You know, we've got some red ears, but what I found on my Cricut was what it is it's 2 layers that are going to go together. I'm going to leave this white, and I didn't want to make that red because it was going to be the same color, which again would be totally fine. But I'm going to take my Distress Oxide in Fired Brick, and I'm going to do that just on the outlines, and we're going to see how that looks. The other thing that I've thought about, I'm going to really try to make these Mickey heads work. I've already distressed them. Like I said, I might not use all of them, but the other thing is I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think I will, but I wouldn't be surprised if I'd go back and make some smaller, different sizes. So we'll see. I thought long and hard, like, should I have used some pattern paper? No, because this is all pattern and that would be too much, too busy. And, you know, should I stamp on it? No, I wasn't feeling that either. Just a lot of different stuff. So we're going to try this with the bows to see if that makes me feel better about the heads. We probably won't use as many, and that'll make me feel better as well. And then I just need a title, and we should be set. So this has been sitting on my desk for the last week. I have worked for the last 5 days. I have long work hours, so I haven't been able to work on this, but I did kind of got to start at the beginning. So let's get scrapping. This video is one of my longer videos, which usually is the case when I'm using inks or something like that. I started off when I was looking for a mini bow, polka dot bows, but when it comes to putting these together, and I don't know if I'm the only one, but I like as least pieces as possible. And often the bows I was finding were it cut out each polka dot itself and you had to glue them all down. So I really wasn't for that. Could I have used polka dot paper? Yes, I didn't think of that till right now. And I really did like the outline. You're gonna see I'm gonna run into an issue. So right now what I am doing is I am taking that distressed oxide and putting it over the outlines. You'll see it still has the the inside pieces because I haven't picked them up from the Cricut mat yet. Now I could have taken these off and inked them and not inked my mat, but they're so delicate. I figured that was going to be like near impossible, so that's why I'm inking them on the Cricut mat. I can still use the Cricut mat. In fact, I have used the Cricut mat, and so what I do is I'm obviously placing it. I do get red ink on my items, but it's on the back side, so it doesn't matter. And they are quite delicate. They all came up in one piece, and I think I might show you me picking up one or two of them, but they all survived. They all made it off the Cricut mat, which sometimes doesn't always happen. And so then I will always make sure to kind of not delete the items I'm doing on my Cricut in case anything needs to be recut again. I'm using the spatula and I'm having a difficult time because I don't want to rip them to pieces. If you bend the Cricut mat, that does help them come up easier. And the other thing is I have like no fingernails right now, so that's not working well either. But there you can see I pick up the first one and then I start lifting up the solid piece ones. And those... So the problem I run into is that I now have red ink all over my fingers because I've grabbed up these outlines on that I inked up. And so as I am going to glue down the outlines to the white ones aren't going to be so white anymore. And so I have a solution to that. And I am very happy with the finished product. And often things turn out very different than my idea in the beginning. And sometimes that works out, and sometimes that does not work out. And in this case, it did really work out. Please be sure to check out below everyone that is playing along with Sketch Sunday. I always enjoy going and watching other people's channels and seeing what they've done with the same sketch. I have a feeling you'll see at least one, if not more, that have not done the Mickey heads and have not lifted this exactly. So you'll see, even though these are pretty fragile, they do come up rather nicely. And once I get all those pieces up, then now I'm going to start gluing them down. And I don't make you watch me glue all of them. I think I'll do one or two of the outlines, and that will be it. But this did not take a super long time, and I would definitely do these cute little bows again. I would just be more careful next time with the red ink that's already on my fingers. So I use liquid glue for this. It works really good because you can move it around a little bit before it dries. So it is able to move it around. This bow is not the same upside down as it is right side up, so it did take a little bit of, well, not really a little bit, but I needed to make sure it was going the right direction. Okay, so here I start gluing everything down. I'm going to use my ATG, my adhesive glue, and you don't need a lot. You just put a little bit on each side. Sometimes I'll use more than others, but honestly, I don't think you need as much as you think you do. So, and I get those, and so once I glue these all down, you'll see I have more blue on the left side than I do on the right side. and I was not about to move those. I was very okay with that. And since I didn't do any measuring in the beginning, it was just eyeballing it. That's how that turned out, like that. And you know what? I really don't think anybody's going to pay attention all that much, so I'm okay with it. Here you see that red ears. I'm going to have it down a little bit lower. Quickly figure out they all got to be on different heights, so it does get moved up a little bit. These were all, I distressed these all ahead of time. You wouldn't have to, but it just gave it a little bit of extra something. I think that's what I decided to do after I decided they're so dang big. To do it over again, I would make them smaller. But since I had them, I was going with it. I reversed the order of the photos. You'll see on the sketch, the larger photos on the right. And I believe that is because of the way, the length that I cut the strips, which probably doesn't make any sense. Because you really could lay down the strips any way you want and move those Mickey heads. But to me, it made more sense because I had a shorter strip on the left side rather than the right, that everything got reversed. And with her, it's almost the same shot other than what's behind her. She's looking the same direction in each one, so it doesn't matter which direction she's looking because she's looking all the same way. Here I wanted to tuck that corner behind the Mickey ear, and that is why I'm using so much time with it. I didn't like where it ended up, so I moved both of these photos over just a little bit. I do want them to kind of back the photo, so I don't want them going over the side. But I knew I wanted some space in between the smaller pictures, the bigger pictures, and I wanted that left-hand side of the photo on the bottom not to peek out between the ears. Here I am placing my finished bows where they're supposed to go. And it is bothering me that they're you can't tell it on the camera here, but they're splotchy. And it's because of my having ink on my fingers. So pretty quickly here, I'll pick up one of the bows, and I think I tried it. I was going to say I tried it on one of the smaller ones first. I'm not sure. I did not use as many Mickey heads as what was used in the sketch. I just went with the big ones on the bottom and 2 little ones on top, and I am not sure. I apologize for my camera coming in and out. I don't know what happened right there. Here, I'm getting these enamel dots out. I knew I want to use them. And here's where I glue the first bows down, those tiny ones. And this is where I'm like, this can't, it's not going to work. And I hope that it works when I put the red on the rest of the bow, or I'm going to have to do something completely different. So I'll tell you, if I had stickers that were bows, boy, now I say that out loud, I might have some. I would have used those. Pardon my head in the view of the camera. But yeah, after that, I wasn't trying to be perfect much, but they do get quite covered with all the ink. You can still see the outline, and it's a different red than the Mickey head, so it turned out pretty darn cute. It was a good save, I think, you know. Don't give up. Keep trying. So I do ink each one of the bows and glue it down, and then I'll use those enamel dots. I can't believe that August is coming to an end. We're getting close. And then September is Scraptember with the Scrappy Sisters and Dawn Alberts. And that will be, hopefully, a video every day. They give prompts and we follow that. And then the following month in October is Christy's Beautiful Life and her 30 days of sketches. There's a bonus day 31, and I was able to make a sketch for day 31, so I'm very excited about that coming up. I'm so sorry about my camera that keeps like zooming in. I have no idea what that's about. I just got a new tripod for my camera, and if it's going to do this all the time, I'm going to be sad. I pulled out these Echo Park Disney items, and the only thing I was looking for was a title. And I think I went through absolutely every little bit to find out kind of what was going to fit there and what I really wanted. Anything that did not make sense for the title at all just went back into the pile, but I do pick out several, and I even audition a couple just to see what it might look like there. But I do finally end up settling on a pretty darn small one after going through all of these, and that is not it. I have more to go through yet. So, here it is. So much fun. And I had that yellow behind there. I didn't want to cover that up, but it was that I just wanted to see how that would look with, matted, and I like the way it was matted. So I end up matting it, not with yellow. I mat it with black. And then I do put it there, and then after that, I will go to my enamel dots and get those around the page, and that will be it. I do have a couple more videos coming up this month, so be watching for those. Oh, and then there was a little piece sticking out from behind that, a little of the banner, so I cut that off behind that red Mickey head, Minnie head. Made sure I got it stuck down nice. I go to and I believe these are Echo Park enamel dots, and I just put them in clusters of 3, and I made three of them clusters, kind of give you that visual triangle. I didn't use the blue because they were going on that blue background, and it was pretty darn close to that color blue, so I didn't use the blue, but I used the black and the red and the yellow. I want to thank you so much for sticking with me until the end. I hope you have a fabulous day, and I will see you again soon.